Hello everyone, once again it's Jim Krasinski with your weekly screencast video. So here we are, hustling along, working in week 5. So I want to make sure that I emphasize to everybody to take a look at last week's lecture video covering the Evaluative Annotated Bibliography, or EAB, because it is due Friday. I understand things, it's a really large assignment. Things might be a little bit busy this week. So I want to make sure everybody has plenty of time and opportunity to do that, and to make that assignment by Friday end of day, complete that, turn that in. Once again, should be a folder sitting in the course drive folder for the EAB. Upload your GDoc to that particular folder, grab that GDoc link and upload it to the assignment here in Blackboard. I will review it and give it a few seconds of coverage in the weekly lecture video, but I just want to make sure if you're running late on that, you need some more time, you're confused, email me. It is better to stay out in front of this than put it off, because we are moving into the last few weeks of the course. All right, so this week's schedule, we're working now in Chapter 3, and I'm going to talk briefly about the double entry journal, go through it. I'll cover it more in the lecture video. So this week is Chapter 3. It's called Writing in the Middle, and it is the most important chapter in the textbook. It's the one that I like to emphasize the most, and you'll hear me do that quite a bit in our lecture video. All right, so if I get to the course unit, we get into week 5. All right, so the assignments are for your readings of Chapter 3. Discussion board number 6 focuses on a couple of sections in Chapter 3. Writing in the middle is the most critical part of the research process. This is where you're working with your sources that you have accumulated for your research topic, right? So what you do, the note-taking that you work in, that happens with your sources, is really where you make meaning, and that is critical in the research process, so you take ownership of your sources. So in discussion boards, discussion board number 6 focuses on the note-taker's triad. That should be summary, paraphrasing, and quoting, working with the words of others. This is the emphasis of 1102, is the research and working with the words of others. So be sure to take your time working through these sections, and especially reading Chapter 3, because we're going to rely on that chapter the most in writing the research paper, right? So let's get back to the schedule real quick. I do want to emphasize the completion of discussion board number 5. And also, well, let's get to the course units here and talk about the double entry journal. I want to remind everybody about the research modules. A lot of students are not, completing the quizzes in the research modules. I think all total there was about 50 to 55 points on that. So I want to make sure that everyone is aware that there are quizzes there. You should have 3 tries at every quiz to maximize points. So please, there is some excellent basic information in all of those quizzes and those modules, so they will benefit you. All right, so just to take a look at the double entry journal, I have the example here, and it's really kind of a straightforward assignment. All right, you're going to be working with 5 of your sources that you accumulated for the annotated bibliography. So let me emphasize this just right now. We have 1 research topic. The sources that you are locating for the annotated bibliography are the same sources that are going to continue on through that assignment, through the double entry journal, through the research paper. Yes, if you find better sources, will you be able to swap out some sources? Yes, you don't have to redo the annotated, but I'll cover that a little bit more later in the later screencast or in the lecture videos. I want you to be aware that you don't have to redo everything, changing sources. If you find a better one, you can swap it out. I just need my sources in for that particular assignment, and then you move on. All right. So you're working with the same sources. You are working within the same topic. Everything connects in this 1102 class. So a double entry journal is really, really simple assignment. I'll cover it more in the lecture video, but you work with your 5 sources from your annotated, and you start each entry in the journal with a citation, and you work on the left side here with a quote, paraphrase, or summary, and then you write your thinking down. This is a note-taking exercise for you to work with writing in the middle of your research process here. So you here, for example, you have quote and thinking of what it means to your topic, what is your brain saying about this quote, how you can use it, and you are required to have 3 entries for every source. So that was 1, 2, and here's the 3rd entry with the note. This is not a really difficult assignment. You should have some quotes or some paraphrases from your sources as you're summarizing and writing the annotated. 2nd source here, same thing. You can even use one of your videos. Come up with an excerpt from that video, 1, 2, and 3. So you have to do this for 5 sources. So this is the annotated the double entry journal. I'll go over that a little bit more in the lecture video when I talk about my PowerPoint and chapter 3. So that's what we have for the week. It is winding down. This is 5. When we get into chapter 4, is all about drafting. Chapter 5 is all about revision, so you're going to want to make sure that you are keeping up, because this course will really kind of close quickly. All right? So good luck. If you have any questions, send me an email, and stay safe out there.